The hour is later than you think.
How can people be positive about this? It's being bought out by a country that openly is anti-LGBTQIA+, enslaves foreign citizens, and is one of the most misogynistic countries on earth.
I like it.
What's up, space pirates? This is your Admiral, the compassionately cold-hearted Dr. Disaster. And it seems like only yesterday that we were talking about the possibility that EA was going to get bought out by a Saudi Arabian firm and a firm run by Donald Trump's son-in-law. Oh wait, that was yesterday. Yeah, we were talking yesterday about how a bunch of progressive shitlibs out there were losing their minds because it looks like EA might get purchased by people who will want to run it in a way that will make money instead of trying to push gender confusion onto the rest of the planet like they did with Dragon Age: The Veilguard.
Are you trying to have sex with me?
Hadn't really thought that far ahead, but maybe?
Quick, think about us having sex.
That shit is gross!
Well, the news has just come out that this rumored buyout is no longer a rumor. EA is for certain being purchased by the people that these progressives were afraid of for over $50 billion. And in fact, this was a leveraged buyout, meaning that there was a lot of money borrowed in order to make it happen. So these new owners are going to be extremely motivated in order to maximize their profit, which in any sane world, especially in a world where the Saudi Arabians are concerned, that will likely mean that they will not push LGBT crap into everything. After all, Saudi Arabia is one of the countries where Dragon Age: The Veilguard was freaking banned.
Get the f*** out of here!
Naturally, this announcement has all the right people really butthurt and freaking out online. The redditors are melting down. I'm gonna show you how these unhinged little weenies are all collectively going,
No, wait!
Meanwhile, the rest of us who can't stand what these idiots have done to franchises like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, we get to watch this scenario play out and go, Alright, me hearties, make sure that you hit the like button on this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I've had a lot of people tell me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed to the channel, so make sure you check on that, and also, give me a follow over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. And if you feel like supporting the channel and helping to keep the lights on, consider becoming a member for as little as $5 per month. But anyhow, let's take a look at the reaction that these people are having to EA getting bought out. The news dropped here on the r/Linus Tech Tips subreddit announcing that the buyout went through, and holy crap, people are losing their minds over this. I find it amusing myself, so grab some popcorn and enjoy these tantrums with me. This person here wrote,
Time to uninstall any EA games that have a shred of online connectivity and block updates from the rest.
And oh, the paranoia is a thing of beauty, isn't it? Now they think the Saudis are coming to get them. But as I mentioned yesterday, these same people, if you asked them about Middle Eastern culture versus Western culture prior to this buyout, they would have lied to your face and told you that they preferred to live in a Middle Eastern culture because they tell you how bigoted and horrible people in the West are. But the moment that it looks like Saudi Arabia will have control over some tiny aspect of their lives, they suddenly remember that that is a place where women have to cover their faces, and LGBT stuff is, how can I say this delicately, I guess we'll just say not permitted. But anyhow, then this person here wrote,
how can people be positive about this? It's bought by a country that's openly anti-LGBTQIA+, enslaves foreign citizens, and it's one of the most misogynistic countries on earth.
And the guy responding to him below that said,
don't forget, one of the partner companies is run by Trump's son-in-law.
And I've got to ask, once again, where was this energy 5 minutes ago, before the Saudis were gaining some level of control over EA? These same progressive shitstains preach constantly about cultural relativism all the time, how basically all cultures are valid and all people everywhere are exactly the same, and it's only bigotry that causes people to point out the differences between people in different countries and cultures. It's funny how that BS talking point gets dropped so quickly, isn't it? Almost like they were just saying things to demonize people that they have been told to hate. Anyhow, let's look at some more whining and complaining. Personally, I wish I could just inject this into my veins. This person here wrote,
now owned by the Saudis and Trump.
And then they posted a couple of vomiting emojis, and then the person below that said,
it's being purchased by Nazis.
And you know what, guys? 10 years ago, people like me, people that you punks disagreed with, back then, we didn't want to be called these names, like fascist and racist and all that sort of thing. But now, those terms have lost so much meaning that we are at the point where many of us practically consider being called that sort of thing a badge of honor. I mean, have you actually done your part to stand up against communist dipshits if you've never been called a Nazi? Their magic words of power have lost their bite, and now watching them throw these words around as if people still live in fear of them is highly amusing. But here's a person who is afraid that Dragon Age the Veilguard isn't gonna get made again. This person wrote,
the Dragon Age and Mass Effect series have probably had the best portrayal of LGBTQ+, women, and minorities in general of any video game series. I found the way Veilguard handled being trans, for example, absolutely incredible and powerful. They clearly put a lot of thought and care and clearly had diverse pool of devs who consulted with the right people. Am I the only one who is scared by EA being purchased by people as conservative as Kushner and the Saudi royal family? Will future BioWare games backslide massively on queer themes and LGBT inclusion and other woke things? Imagine if you can only be a straight white cis man, only romancing straight cis women in the next Dragon Age game with no queer people in sight. It wouldn't even feel like Dragon Age anymore.
And that's where you're wrong, my dude. If you disincluded all that LGBT sludge, then it might actually feel like Dragon Age again, and then the series might actually sell some games. But how much do you want to bet that this same person, shortly after typing all that pro-LGBT crap into this subreddit, how much do you want to bet that this same person will be shouting Free Palestine at some event or another, or typing it into his computer? These people are entirely delusional. The levels of mental gymnastics that they have to run in their heads in order to make all of these things that they support coalesce in their minds is just boggling to me. I understand that we are generally talking about unhinged people in the first place, and trying to apply logic to a place where there's no room for it is likely an exercise in futility, but how do you go out and act like Middle Eastern cultures are your good buddies, and these people will tell us that they prefer Middle Eastern people to Westerners, and yet deep down they know that these people from the Middle East would trample all over their rights if they were given the chance? How does somebody square that in their own minds? And my guess is that we just aren't talking about people who do a lot of thinking. We are talking about people who simply do a lot of listening, specifically to the mainstream media as they tell them the next asinine thing that they're supposed to be enraged about. But like I said, I find their meltdowns delicious. There has already been talk from some people that they aren't going to buy Battlefield 6 because it's going to be ruined by this. And of course, that's hilarious and stupid because the deal doesn't even go through and finalize for quite some time, and even if it did, at this late hour, being a few weeks away from the game's release, there isn't anything that would be changed anyhow. But these people don't think, as I said before. They just feel things, and then act on those feelings. And if they want to boycott Battlefield, then I say let them. I think it's hilarious. But I'm gonna leave it there. Drop your mockery of these whiny babies as they melt down over EA getting bought out. Drop that mockery into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching, me hearties. If you haven't already, your Admiral is inviting you to subscribe to the channel and become a part of the crew. Life as a space pirate may not be glamorous, but there's always plenty of booty.